Hi, Little Bob here to let you know that my Bobapedic mattresses offer the comfort and quality of a national mattress brand for half the price. No matter your budget, there's a Bobapedic Memory Foam Hybrid or Hybrid Plus mattress for you. But don't take it from me. Check them out at mybobs.com. Hi, Little Bob here to let you know that my Bobapedic mattresses offer the comfort and quality of a national mattress brand for half the price. No matter your budget, there's a Bobapedic Memory Foam Hybrid or Hybrid Plus mattress for you. But don't take it from me. Check them out at mybobs.com.
Freedom Watch has announced its third Continental Congress to be held in Philadelphia, the city once of brotherly love, but which has become the city of brotherly hate, unfortunately, because of the leftists who have taken over. But it also happens to be the birthplace of liberty. And Independence Hall is the real deal. If you've ever visited it, that's where it all began, and that's where we want it to end favorably. I have advocated taking our government back to Philadelphia and squeezing the radical leftists out. We can fit the government in Independence Hall. We don't need all these agencies. We don't need all these departments. I believe that the military and the police would support us. They've had it. They're fed up with the leftist, socialist, communist, atheist takeover of this country. So I have called for a third Continental Congress to declare independence from our current so-called government, to do it peacefully, to do it legally. At the beginning of our Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson primarily, edited by the other founding fathers, including Jefferson and Adams and others, it says that when in the course of human events, the government, the so-called government, in that case, the British monarchy, no longer represents the people under the laws of nature and nature's God, they have a right to alter or abolish that government and to form a new government by and for the people with equal rights for everyone in pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. As I've said many times before, I'm paraphrasing because Jefferson and company were much more eloquent than Larry Klayman. And in fact, in my new book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry, which is dedicated to Jefferson, I go into all of the things that he stood for, which was an independent federal judiciary, not bought and paid for by special interests, unelected and unaccountable to the people, is just one example. Well, we need to form a new government. We need to augment our Constitution, to put into that Constitution a lack of discrimination on the basis of ideological belief or political belief, to come up with a system to elect representatives, not on the basis of fraud as happened in 2020, but real elections, which we can verify, which are accountable. And of course, we need to reaffirm that federal government officials do not have immunity when they violate the law. Right now, the judges protect them, and they protect the judges. It's a little cabal, because none of them want to be held accountable for anything. And we see the consequences of that. The consequences are having these two despots fraudulently put into power, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, with leftist hordes, radical, rabid leftist hordes supporting them. They want to take and have taken total control over the American people. The latest example is, frankly, the BS, to use the French loosely, of Biden claiming that even if people are vaccinated, and people have to question whether that's a good idea given the side effects that are coming out with regard to those vaccinations. I have a good friend who took the Moderna vaccine. He nearly died in the last few days. There are other examples as well. We've had our Israeli counsel on the radio show and on other shows, Alan Keyes' Let's Talk America, talking about the number of deaths over Pfizer in Israel. So people have to really study what's going on, and you have to ask yourself the question, is it worth it when a vaccine will only last, according to Pfizer, and obviously that's probably an overstatement, 6 months, that you'll have to have it done over and over again, that they don't know whether it covers the variants, the mutation forms of COVID-19, and we don't know the long-term effects of the vaccine, which studies have shown can alter one's DNA. We just don't know. But on top of that, the Biden-Harris regime, it's not an administration, it's a regime, telling people, even if you have the vaccine, you still have to wear the mask. So what's the point? But the real point is, from their perspective, they want to keep control of the American people. They want to keep the American people afraid. They want to keep them down. They want to have an ability to rule upon them, worse than King George ruled upon the colonies in the days, months, and years leading up to 1776. And as I've said many times, who is worse? King George III, who was not a socialist, who was not a communist, who was not an atheist, who was not a radical Muslim, who was not a member of the Marxian Jewish left, who was not a radical LGBTQT, who was not a radical Black, who was not an atheist, or the people we now have who have taken total control of this country. You can look out the window and see wealth. It hasn't all been dissipated yet, but their plan is to take everything that you own and divide it up. That's the Communist Manifesto. And under communism, the ends justify the means, unbridled means, lying, cheating, stealing from the American people. That's what's going on now, and everybody can see it. We live in a dream world. It's like we're sitting on a Titanic as music is playing and the ship of state has hit the bottom of the sea. If you care about your children, grandchildren, and future generations, as Jefferson and Washington and Adams did, and the other founding fathers, including Benjamin Franklin, you will rise up now. It takes a revolution. Forget the scandal industry, peaceful and legal. Rise up. Do not sit on the couch watching Sean Hannity. Do not be entertained by what is going on. Do not watch Newsmax run by an individual who gave $1 million to the Clinton Foundation, Chris Ruddy. That's a sham. We have no conservative advocacy in the media. We only have ourselves. And in any event, what's needed now is real action, not watching television or just simply hoping for the best. Well, that's my message for today. I hope that you'll join us at the Third Continental Convention, where we declare independence, where we make some additions to our Constitution, where we get the discussion going. Learned people throughout walks of life, throughout the 50 states, will come together. And again, we will establish a new republic with liberty and freedom for all. We will throw off the yoke of socialism, communism, atheism, and the other radical ideologies of groups, which by and large, the people in those groups are good people, but the radicals are not. They are like Bolsheviks. They are like the Ayatollahs in Iran. They are like Kim Jong-un in North Korea. They are like the Castros and the current leaders of Cuba and Venezuela. We must rise up before it's too late. I want you to get my book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. We have citizens' grand juries every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific. We have indicted Joe Biden, his son Hunter, and James Biden for a massive bribery scheme from communist China, Russia, and Ukraine. We have indicted Robert Mueller. We will indict more. We're seeking the indictment of Mitch McConnell for also laundering money through his wife, Elaine Chao, from communist China. We're nonpartisan. We are also going after John Kerry for violating national security and giving classified information to our enemy, the Iranians. It's not the first time that Kerry has betrayed this country. We, the American people, will take our country back, and we have means to do it, as I discuss in my book. It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry, which you can get at all major booksellers online, including Amazon.com, and also at Freedom Watch with a contribution of $50 or more. We'll send it to you for free, which pays for the Third Continental Congress and our citizens' grand juries in our hard-hitting cases. We don't just get documents. We take real action. Real action is needed today. So God bless you. God bless your family. Remember that the Father and Son will only help those that help themselves. And if you do not rise up and get up off the couch and turn off Sean Hannity, then you can forget about having a country, not just for yourselves, but for your children and grandchildren. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to me.
Hi, Little Bob here to let you know that my Bobapedic mattresses offer the comfort and quality of a national mattress brand for half the price. No matter your budget, there's a Bobapedic Memory Foam Hybrid or Hybrid Plus mattress for you. But don't take it from me. Check them out at mybobs.com. Hi, Little Bob here to let you know that my Bobopedic mattresses offer the comfort and quality of a national mattress brand for half the price. No matter your budget, there's a Bobopedic Memory Foam Hybrid or Hybrid Plus mattress for you. But don't take it from me. Check them out at mybobs.com.